Did you know digestive issues affect over 60 million Americans every year, according to the National Institutes of Health? From quirky symptoms to downright bizarre ones. In this video, we will cover 10 strange signs that something is going wrong with your stomach and that they need help. At the end, we'll show you a few simple ways to take good care of your stomach. So grab a snack, if your stomach's up for it, and let's get started on this journey together. Before we jump into the signs, let's talk about why your stomach's worth listening to. It's not just a food processor, it's a hub of nerves, acids, and bacteria working in harmony to break down that burger or salad you had for lunch. When it's happy, you feel energized. When it's not, well, it's got some odd ways of letting you know. I've seen this firsthand. Take my patient, Lisa, a busy mum from Ohio. She came to me complaining about things she couldn't quite pin down. Random hiccups, a metallic taste in her mouth. She laughed it off, saying, "Doc, I'm just tired." But those quirks were her stomach waving a red flag. So let's decode these messages. Here are the first 5 strange signs. Sign 1. Persistent hiccups that won't quit. First up, hiccups that stick around longer than a bad house guest. We all get them, those little diaphragm spasms after a big meal or a fizzy soda. But if they last hours or even days, your stomach might be in distress. I had a patient, Tom, a truck driver from Texas. He'd hiccup non-stop during long hauls, figuring it was just coffee jitters. Turns out it was acid reflux irritating his esophagus, a sign his stomach was struggling. Persistent hiccups can point to GERD, ulcers, or even a blockage. If they're your new normal, don't just sip water upside down. See a doc. Sign 2, a metallic taste in your mouth. Next, a metallic taste that lingers like you've been chewing pennies. It's odd, right? But it's more common than you'd think. Lisa, the mum I mentioned, noticed this for weeks. She thought it was her toothpaste, but it was her stomach sending a signal. This can happen when stomach acid creeps up into your throat. Think acid reflux, or if there's bleeding from an ulcer. In rare cases, it's tied to liver or kidney issues affecting digestion. If your mouth tastes like loose change, it's time to check what's brewing downstairs. Sign 3, feeling full after just a few bites. Sign 3, you're full after a couple of bites, like your stomach's saying, "Nope, we're done here." I saw this with John, a retiree from Florida. He'd sit down to his favorite BBQ ribs and barely get through 2 before feeling stuffed. This early satiety can signal gastritis, inflammation of the stomach lining, or something trickier like a partial blockage, or even stomach cancer in rare cases. If Thanksgiving feels like a snack-sized ordeal, don't ignore it. Your stomach's capacity might be crying for help. Sign 4, itchy skin with no rash. Number 4 is a weird one. Itchy skin with no rash to blame. Your stomach and skin, they're more connected than you think. I treated Maria, a teacher from California who scratched her arms raw but had no bumps, just itchiness. Turns out her stomach wasn't breaking down nutrients right, hinting at celiac disease or a bile issue from her liver. When digestion falters, toxins can build up, irritating your skin. If you're itching like a mosquito's best friend with no explanation, your gut might be the culprit. Sign 5, burping like a broken record. Sign 5, excessive burping that rivals a soda fountain. We all burp now and then, but if it's constant, your stomach's trying to talk. I had a patient, Sam, a chef from New York, who'd burp so much he'd joke about auditioning for a comedy act. It was no laughing matter. His burping came from trapped gas due to slow digestion, linked to a hiatal hernia. It can also point her to ulcers or H. pylori, a pesky bacteria. If you're burping up a storm, it's not just bad manners, it's a please for help. We're halfway there. These first 5 signs might have surprised you, but the next 5 are just as strange and just as important. Let's keep going. Sign 6, random jaw or neck pain. Sign 6, jaw or neck pain that seems totally unrelated to your stomach. Sounds crazy, right? But the nerves are sneaky. I met Karen, a nurse from Illinois, who rubbed her jaw daily, thinking it was stress. That pain was referred from her stomach. Acid reflux or an ulcer radiating up through nerve pathways. It's rare, but if your jaw aches and Advil doesn't cut it, your stomach might be the real troublemaker. Sign 7, a lump in your throat that won't go away. Next up, a lump in your throat feeling, like you've swallowed a golf ball. Medically, we call it globus sensation. I saw this with Dave, a salesman from Georgia, who kept clearing his throat saying, "Something's stuck, Doc." It wasn't food, it was his stomach acid irritating his esophagus, a classic GERD sign. Stress can amplify it, but if that lump lingers, your stomach's begging for a closer look. Sign 8, unexplained bad breath. Sign 8, bad breath that mints can't mask. You might think it's your garlic bread, but it could be deeper. I treated Jenny, a student from Oregon, who was mortified by her breath despite brushing like a champ. Her stomach was the source. H. pylori or slow digestion let bacteria fester, wafting up as halitosis. If your breath's turning heads for the wrong reasons, it's not just your mouth talking. Sign 9, heart palpitations after eating. Number 9, your heart racing or skipping beats after a meal. It's freaky, I know. I had a patient, Paul, a mechanic from Michigan, who'd feel his chest flutter after lunch. "Am I having a heart attack, Doc?" he asked. Not quite. His bloated stomach was pressing on his vagus nerve, tweaking his heart rate. It's tied to overeating, reflux or gastroparesis. If your ticker's dancing post-dinner, your stomach might be conducting the beat. Sign 10, weird cravings for ice or dirt. Finally, sign 10, craving ice, dirt, or other oddities, a condition called pica. I met Rachel, a librarian from Virginia who couldn't stop crunching ice cubes. She laughed. "It's my quirky habit." But it wasn't just quirky. It hinted at anemia from a bleeding ulcer or malabsorption in her stomach. If you're munching on freezer frost or eyeing the backyard soil, your gut's screaming for help and maybe some iron. So, what do these signs mean for you? In my 30 years, I've learned the stomach's a chatterbox if you listen. Here's my advice: don't panic, but don't ignore it either. Track it. Keep a little journal. When do these quirks pop up? After meals? At night? I told Lisa to do this, and it led us straight to her reflux. Tweak your habits. Cut back on spicy foods, eat smaller meals, and skip late-night snacks. Sam's burping eased up once he stopped midnight pizza runs. See a doctor. If any of these stick around, especially jaw pain, fullness, or cravings, get checked. A simple test, like an endoscopy or H. pylori screen, can uncover the root. Your stomach's not just grumbling, it's telling a story. In my career, I've seen early action turn mysteries into solutions. There you have it. 10 strange signs your stomach's crying for help. From hiccups to ice cravings, these oddities are your body's way of waving a flag. I've watched patients like Tom, Jenny, and Rachel take back control by listening, and you can too. Thanks for sticking with me on this wild ride. Love this content? Hit that subscribe button, give me a like, or drop a comment below. It's your support that keeps me fired up to share health knowledge with all of you. Ever had a weird stomach sign? Tell me about it. I'll reply as much as I can. Stay curious, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.